What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? I'm Joe,
I'm Skylar.
and welcome to Wrestle Riot. On this edition of Wrestle Riot, we are going to be talking NXT, the week in wrestling, and giving our all-out predictions. Skylar, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful, man. Can't wait to get this started. We now next week we're gonna be having the debut of our new championship, the Wrestle Riot Championship. It currently technically belongs to Skylar, but after this weekend, it could be mine. We'll see. But let's get right into it. Skylar, they debuted the other day, thanks to rapper Wale. They debuted the brand new logo for NXT. It's very colorful, very bright, and the X is off center, which drives me insane. But what do you think of the new logo first?
I don't like it. It's too colorful. I I like the black and gold. They should have changed maybe the lettering and the way it was written, but stuck with the colors. The black and gold was cool. It was like part of their not just called NXT, but the black and gold division. I don't know. I think they should have definitely left the black and gold colors, but maybe they could have
It,
made it the lettering different.
the color just first of all, like I said, the X. I mean, you're $1 million company. How can you make these mistakes in your logos? It's like the X is like off center. Like you're supposed to have the center. If you make a logo, like any league, like the NFL or the NBA, the logo is always centered. This is like off center, which is weird to me. The logo screams new generation. It screams that which we're gonna get into here, that Vince and Bruce Pritchard are taking over. And that actually came out today. News came out today, thanks to Brian Alvarez, that Bruce Pritchard, who is head of creative of Raw and SmackDown right now, and Vince McMahon are going to have a hands-on approach to NXT, and it's going to be more like the old NXT rather than the NXT that we all known to love. Skylar, how do you feel about that?
Bad idea. Terrible idea. Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon can't get Raw right. They're gonna get NXT right now. I hear they don't want to do any more indie wrestling stars. They're
No,
done
it
with
said
that.
it said no more indie wrestler stars, no more vanilla midgets, and no one under 30. Which
Man, they
can't
could have
about
made
half of the roster
NXT.
right now.
They could have made NXT like AEW style and stuck with what they know on Raw and SmackDown. Keep that like the superstar, how they want to build it. Like they have two. They could have had two great brands and really kind of monopolized on the wrestling market if they would have done NXT right.
Well, I agree. I understand why they want to get away from indie wrestlers. First of all, AEW is doing indie wrestlers better. They took basically the indie scene that made it big, like the Kenny Omegas and Young Bucks, and they gave them more of a wider audience and nationalized them a little more. If you're an indie wrestler coming up, where are you gonna go? You're gonna go start at the bottom of NXT, and then maybe you won't make it to the main roster. Maybe you make it, and then we'll use you like Ricochet. Or are you going to go to AEW where you're going to have creative freedom and where you probably know a lot of the guys that work there, and they're more benefit to indie wrestlers coming into the business.
Yeah, I mean you're right, and they're not building. Vince likes to create his own characters, and you take these superstars that are coming from the indies, you really can't change much about them.
Yeah,
You
and
can
Vince,
maybe turn them heel or make them face. That's about it. You can't change the whole dynamic of who they are. It will ruin.
yeah, and I
Like,
know Vince is going to
even if
say,
it's better, even if Vince came up with a better idea for, let's say, one of the characters, people aren't going to like it because it's not what they've grown to like.
yeah, and I know Vince is going to say, hey, what's our number one boom period during our business? The Attitude Era. He goes, well, was The Rock an indie wrestler? He was a football player that we trained to be a wrestler. All right. Kurt Angle, was he an indie wrestler? No, he didn't know anything about pro wrestling, and we
And he's
made him
right.
one.
Like, he took a lot of guys, but then there's guys that they weren't indie wrestlers, but they were in other brands. Stone Cold wasn't a nobody when he got there, but he
Well, they
wasn't
weren't
well
indie.
known.
Yeah, but they weren't indie. Indie wrestlers now are more of a their
Right.
in-ring ability has stepped up more than it was back what it was back then. Um, the problem is, I think I understand why Vince thinks that. The problem is, every now and then in wrestling, eras change and things change.
Right. And
You
they
had,
have it.
there's
He's
certain
missed the
things that
boat.
were in the attitude. We all claim about the attitude era. If you go around and watch it, the in-ring quality wasn't as good back then. The in-ring quality is much better now. I mean, you look at all the wrestlers they have, all the athletes that we have, all the companies. Okay, they are much better now. I think this new generation of wrestling is more in-ring based. Vince McMahon, I think, is a little behind the times, like he always
Exactly.
is.
He doesn't
Okay, I
catch
mean,
it.
he had Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels for years, and were losing in the ratings because he didn't realize how to capitalize on that. And and finally,
He
it
was
took
perfect.
Triple
He
H
had
and
a
Shawn
lot of, I
Michaels.
mean, there was a lot of good in-ring wrestlers, but they were usually the Intercontinental Champions.
Yeah, I know, but but it doesn't matter if you have indie wrestlers or you have wrestlers you train. If you don't write the stories right, and you don't give and you don't do well written stories, and have the characters coexist and have everything work together, it doesn't matter what you have. You're not going to make it. It's not going to work. You know, I think one of the best things in wrestling is long term storytelling, and that's what's missing big in WWE. How do you feel about that?
I agree. Like, that's usually the ability of WWE was to be able to tell a good story and keep you locked in, whether the wrestling was good or not good. And now it's just like
I know.
totally
Like like
missed.
like if you watch the show Power, I'm a big fan of the show Power. All the Power books. These writers for these shows, they're so good at every show that you watch. You want to watch the next one. Okay, one day, me and my dad were watching. We were binge watching, and we were watching like 10 at a time because we were like, "Oh my god, no, let's play the next one, play the next one," because and that's and story writing and storytelling should want you to do that. WWE, they don't tell their stories right. They don't tell long-term stories and give the characters depth and give and bring callback and kind of connect things that happened in the past to the things that are happening now.
I mean, they've messed up on the characters they have. They
I
ruined
know.
McIntyre, who could have been a great, even the little feuds they had, they could have gone. There was two feuds they had with him, and they totally dropped the ball on it because they didn't do good storytelling.
I know.
The Jinder Mahal could have been a really good feud and could have been a big story behind it. When he had the feud with Sheamus, could have been, they were long-term friends. It could have made a good story out of it. Have one turn on the other one, and they didn't do nothing with it really. They just threw the match together, and here you go.
All right. So, I think NXT, we'll see we'll see what's gonna happen in NXT. But I think I think the glory days of NXT are over. I think
Yeah,
NXT is gonna be more, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select said it. He said a couple months ago. He said, I think the future of NXT is gonna look more like ECW WWE than NXT looked in the takeover NXT. Who knows what's happening? We can hope for the best, but
you think they'll
prepare for
still
the
call it
worst.
pay-per-views take over and all that, or
Who knows if they'll even have those? Okay. All right. All right. For our next segment, we're going to talk about the weekend wrestling. Well, on Friday we had SmackDown, which was we saw Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman start their little mystery feud going. Is Paul Heyman on the side of Brock Lesnar, or is he on the side of the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns? Also,
are they both working together?
who knows? Also, we had the debut of Becky Lynch's heel turn, and also the debut of Happy Corbin. Apparently, Baron Corbin now has gotten money and is happy now. And then on Raw, we had a great triple threat match between Damian Priest, the United States champion, defeated Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in a great match. And
Cleanly
then
too. I was shocked.
and I'm surprised he pinned McIntyre,
Yeah, I
which,
know.
which we'll get to. And then we had a big mess on Raw, and I'm talking about the big mess was the rest of it. So Skylar, let's talk about SmackDown first. What did you feel about SmackDown? It got big ratings. It did over 2.3 in the ratings. No Brock Lesnar, but the tease has already started. Is which side is Paul Heyman on? You had Happy Corbin and Becky Lynch. How do you feel about SmackDown? What was your favorite, and
SmackDown was
what
good.
did you like?
SmackDown was good. See, now that we say earlier, like WWE doesn't write this, Raw doesn't write the good stories. SmackDown has, they're not great, all of them, but most of them are really good.
Well,
The the SmackDown, the whole thing with Tribal Chief, I gotta say his new T-shirt is dope.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
And
Low line.
yeah, that shirt is dope.
That is.
Like that's a dope shirt.
It is.
And the whole thing with Brock Lesnar, and it was smart not to put him on SmackDown because now you're gonna stay tuned again for next week to see when is he
Yeah,
coming
yeah, yes.
and when is it gonna be the attack on Roman Reigns. If there's an attack, you have no idea where the story's gonna go. There's so many
Yeah,
different directions they can
uh,
go
that
with it.
that is good.
And then Becky Lynch heel turn is not working out how they wanted it to. The crowd just loves her. She got a little Stone Cold thing going. SmackDown was good though. I
SmackDown
enjoyed
was
it.
good. The writing is a little. I think the writing is a little better because there's a certain little fat Jewish guy that I think it has a big hand in it.
Yeah, Paul
Okay,
Heyman.
Paul Heyman. All right. Now here's the thing about their storytelling and their writing. They had the Becky Lynch heel turn, and Bianca Belair came out and challenged her, but then you had freaking
Oh, I
Zelina
like the
Vega.
denial of the title shot when she was like, nah,
Well,
and
I think
walked out.
she should have like sold it a little bit more. She said it too fast. Many people didn't hear what she said. I didn't think that was good. But I don't think she's a heel. I think she's a face. She's a badass baby face. I think this heel turn is gonna fall flat on its face. In a month, it'll be back. Mark my words. 1 month, October 1st, Becky Lynch will be a face. Book it. But
Yeah,
Selena
yeah,
Vega,
because it's
listen,
not working. You can clearly
Selena,
tell the crowd just loves
yes,
her.
listen, Selena
She
Vega.
should keep the attitude though. She should keep going at what she's doing.
I agree. Selena Vega is beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, she can do whatever she wants in the ring. I
No,
don't
no,
care.
she can't do what she wants. She hasn't won a match. Stop challenging for the championship. I like the Jets coming out and saying, you know what, guys, we're obviously we're going to Super Bowl. No, okay. She hasn't won a match. Okay, I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but I think the AEW women's division is better now, and not because they got really. I mean, they got better, but because there's like 3 women in this whole division on SmackDown. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's more than what happened to what's your name from NXT?
Tony Storm. I mean, I know, but
Tony Storm.
what are you gonna do? Have her fight for the title like the next person? I mean, I think they're waiting on adding more women or do something, but because I mean, you have the same challenges all the time in Carmella and Selena Vega, which they all they do is lose, and they keep wanting title matches.
Yeah,
Okay,
I know. I can't. You
you
know
know,
what I'm waiting for though is Deville, Sonya Deville, to stop
I know
being
she should be a
and
wrestler.
flip on somebody.
I know,
She's
I know.
going to
I'm
eventually.
thinking, I'm like, why aren't you wrestling? You're like one of the best wrestlers we have here.
She's gonna flip. And I used to not really care, like not that I didn't like her or that I did like her. I just didn't really pay much attention to her. And
Yeah.
now you kind of do
Oh,
because
I
this
always thought she
whole.
was. I always
I always
thought
knew
she
she
was.
was a good wrestler. She
Yeah,
has that like. She kind of reminds me of the Queen of Spades.
yeah. Which they ruined her.
Yeah, they did. They completely dropped the ball on that one.
We'll get to the
Well,
we'll
she's
get
on
to the
Raw.
mess on Raw. We'll get to the mess on Raw in a minute. But one thing I like about I like the whole Roman Reigns thing. He teased that it's supposed to be a match with Finn Balor this week on SmackDown. Who knows what will happen? I think eventually they'll have a match at Extreme Rules. I think eventually Brock Lesnar and him will fight in Saudi Arabia. I love Happy Corbin. Okay, I was never a fan of Baron Corbin. Like even in NXT, I never thought anybody said about him. This man deserves credit. He even on his Instagram, in his normal life, he's never like not smiling. He's like, that's what he's doing. No matter what they say
Oh
to
yeah,
him,
he's doing a great job selling his
he does.
character.
I mean, he grew his hair all gray first for the Bro Corbin, and now he's going all high. This is the best character work of his career, and I think he's one of the best characters right now in WWE on all rosters. What do you think?
Yeah, he's definitely doing a great job with it. He as when he was sad Corbin or whatever, broke Corbin, bum ass Corbin. It was great. Like he sold it completely. You like even if you felt bad, you still thought like, what a jackass! Like get your shit together.
All right. Now,
But
now we're gonna go. What you gonna say?
go ahead. Don't worry about it.
All right. Now we're gonna go to Raw. First of all, Raw started off pretty good with the. I was pretty good. It started off, with the U.S. First of all, we had 3 matches signed, and then when Sheamus came out and challenged for the U.S. title, I'm like, brother, you have a world title shot. What are you doing? Okay. So then they had some mix with then Bobby Lashley came out and he won the U.S. title. I'm like, why is the world champion challenged for wants a U.S. title? It makes no sense. It was a whole big mess just to get everybody out there.
Who is writing Raw?
I don't know. I mean, I don't even care if they know about wrestling. Just know about writing. I mean, this is horrible. There's no storyline to
I mean,
this.
really, there really is. Raw
There's
is
nothing.
the worst thing in a wrestling.
None of this makes sense. But
the only thing great about Raw right now is RK Bro.
Yes, but still, they also had no direction. I think that's going to end faster than it should have. But we'll get to that in a minute.
There is a direction. Who's going to turn on who eventually.
The problem is there's no tag teams for them to wrestle. That's what you realize. The only tag team in WWE on Raw is the Viking Brothers, the Viking Raiders, we're going to call them.
Yeah, and they're awesome.
There's no tag team in WWE. Okay?
They dropped the ball with those guys.
You realize you got 3 teams on Raw that can they coexist teams? Okay, you got RK Bro, you got Naya and you got Superhero Girl and her partner, and I forget who the other one is, but they constantly doing it. Every tag team has to be can they coexist? All right, so now I'm gonna say this about Raw, but this match, the match so far, I think WWE match of the year so far was on Raw. What a bang! Sheamus is an underrated wrestler. Sheamus has some great matches. Okay?
Yeah, he does because he's a thumper.
Yeah, he's a thumper. I mean, he puts
a wall on you.
Yeah, and when him and McIntyre worked together was really. This was a great match. This was a match that made sense. I thought Sheamus was there to take the pin because McIntyre is he's the guy that beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania a couple years ago. So it's I don't think he was going to take a loss, but great. I mean, so great to have you want to push U.S. champion. You have him beat
Drew McIntyre.
McIntyre, right?
And clean, no distraction, no stupid roll.
And you have McIntyre shake his hand after the match. Kind of the pass the torch, kind of saying, "This is take this guy seriously. This is great. This is how you do things. This is how you make stars." The only problem is I had no faith in this company and this writing team that this is going to continue to next week because you might have him lose to freaking Cross next week or have him lose a match Sheamus and then ruin it all. Okay, all right. This is a great way of building a star and making a star. I hope they continue and keep building him and keep building that title. Everything won on that match, but then the rest of Raw happened. Okay.
Oh, the Charlotte Flair was a disaster.
Charlotte Flair, which I've been hearing all over that it was that they came in saying that they were gonna want to make it look a real fight. Then it got into a real fight. I'm thinking, okay, Charlotte, aren't you feuding with Alexa Bliss? That now that feud, that feud's going now. I guess she's gonna wrestle Nia now and not Alexa Bliss. I don't know. Just everything was confusing. Cross still wearing that gear for a second when they announced when Roberto came out with an entrance. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna have Cross lose because they didn't give him a jobber entrance. They gave him a real entrance. I'm like Roberto might beat him.
Cross, he wrecked. They did a good thing with Cross. At least
they made his gear stay up a little better. But I don't know. I still think he's a miss.
They ruined it by his one little thing, his entrance.
Yeah. That's
where they dropped the ball in that one.
I know. And I'm sick and tired of this 24/7 title. Okay, of hanging out in the park, eating ice cream, flipping. I get the guy can do flips. Have him wrestle in the ring. and do the
Yeah,
put
because
it,
it
put out
was
the
cool
card.
at first when he first
Yeah,
took over. Because I never liked the 24/7 title.
I'm done. I'm
But
done.
when
Yeah, I
he
would.
first got it and he was jumping out of the ring and doing these crazy dives, it was cool. But now it's getting old.
Now it's
Or
both,
now, let
both
this
old.
guy
Now it's getting
wrestle.
worse.
Can he
Yeah.
wrestle? I don't think he can. He could just flip.
No, but yeah. This is it's pro wrestling. Why would you want people to wrestle, Skylar? You know we don't want that. You know,
I'm crazy. Call me crazy.
call it crazy. And then you had Bobby Lashley uh, against Randy Orton, which I guess that might be making Randy Orton. I'm saying right now, don't be surprised if Randy Orton takes that belt off Bobby Lashley.
Don't
And then
tell. Don't get me wrong. I would love it.
yeah, I know. I love Bobby Lashley. He is now the longest. You know, he's the longest reigning African American champion ever.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, he
Time
just
to.
he just 183 days. Paired to he beat Kofi Kingston and The Rock's record. Rock only had it for 150 days at one time. So, kudos to him. Great to have him champion. I kind of want him to lose the belt. I'm kind of
Me
want him to
too.
have,
I don't like having two dominant champions.
yeah. I kind of feel it's like Roman. Not only two dominant champions, but I feel like they're kind of doing the same thing, but
Yeah,
but not as
two.
good. It's like Bobby Lashley's the wish version of Roman Reigns. You
Bobby
know?
Lashley should lose the title and then go to SmackDown, challenge
Yeah.
Roman sometime.
Yeah, or really, I think Bob Lashley should be a good guy. I watched his interview with Austin. He's really a nice guy. It's hard to look at him, watch that, and look at him as a heel. But Raw is a mess. Raw don't make sense. Then you had we're supposed to have the Miz versus John Morrison. We don't get that. Morrison said he wants to challenge Omos. I mean, everything about Raw is confusing. It's hell. It's crap. And now they want to take that jerk off that's running the show, and now let's ruin NXT. Let's ruin that. Garbage, horrible. I just can't stand the show. I can't stand Raw and how people watch this stuff. And we have to watch it because it's our job. We're doing a podcast. But other than that, garbage is Raw and their writing group. I don't understand how they stay in business and why people tune in to watch this garbage.
I know. I mean, I do. I tune in and watch the garbage, but
All right. Well, let's get to our good. Well, the good thing is this Sunday there are some great pay-per-view coming up. The best wrestling company in the world, wrestling company, not entertainment, wrestling company in the world is going to have their WrestleMania for say All Out in Chicago, Illinois. We're going to pick the matches. Skyler's going to be defending his Wrestle Riot Championship belt, which is coming here on Friday. So we'll have it on Sunday. The winner, we're going to watch the pay-per-view together. We're going to record some things for our reactions and everything, and we're going to have the presentment of the new championship next Monday morning here on Wrestle Riot. Skyler, are you ready to defend your title?
Let's go.
All right. First off, the women's battle royal, the battle royal. Who do you think is going to win the match?
Nia Rose.
Nia Rose. How many points?
One.
I got 1 point on Thunder Rosa. I think she might win it. Now in their pay-per-views, this is kind of like a Royal Rumble. It's kind of like a card deck Royal Rumble where some people come out, like they draw cards and then they come out in suits. The Joker is always a surprise. I think there'll be a couple surprises in this pay-per-view. I think the people that used to be the Iconics, they're going to be there. I think the Joker is going to be Ruby.
Ruby Riott.
Yeah. Who do you think you think the Joker's going to be Ruby, or you think it's going to be someone else, or what do you think?
Ruby Riott. I was thinking Ruby Riott.
Yeah, but the Joker hardly ever wins. I think she'll be a surprise. All right, next up is Moxley against Kushida. Who do you got, Skyler?
I got Moxley.
How many points?
5.
I got Moxley 7 points. I don't think they're gonna have him lose to Kushida. I think there's it's gonna be a start of the New Japan integration, and I think it's a good one for Moxley. Next up, which I think is gonna be the wrestling match of the night, Pac against Andrade. Who do you got?
I got Andrade.
How many points?
6.
I got Andrade with 4.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. I mean,
They
depending
have
how
to
they
do
want to go
something
with
with
the story.
Andrade. That's the botch so far, right? Going on right now to me, is they kind of not doing anything good with Andrade.
Well,
I don't see a lot of change from WWE to here.
Well, I think he might have
His swag has stepped up, but other than that,
I think he might have somebody in his corner. Woo!
woo!
That might help him out there. That's why I picked
He
Andrade.
might need a little flair in
Yeah.
his ringing.
All right. Next up is PJ Marshall against Will. He ain't the big show. Paul White. Skyler, who do you got?
I got the Big Show.
No
Or
more.
sorry, Paul White.
No more BS, Skyler.
No more BS. I got him with 7.
7. I got Mr. Tall Paul, Mr. Big Show. No hashtag no more BS with 5 points. All right. Next up, Chris Jericho against MJF. If Jericho loses, his career is over. He retires from He stops wrestling in AEW. Skyler, who do you got?
I got Jericho. 9 points.
Jericho with 9 points. Let me tell you something.
It's a tough one. I know. I put a lot of risk on that.
And the storyline maybe say the good guy wins and beats and Jericho comes back and wins. The right thing to do here is to have
put over MJF.
If MJF wins this match, he's made now. Now he's the guy that retired. Like he said in promo last week. He said, if I made you tap, that's cool. But making you retire is big. There's nothing left for Jericho to do in WWE. I mean, in AEW. Okay, he can go to the comedy best. He can go on Foz. He can go on tour. Okay, AEW does this ain't WWE. They do the right things, and with 2 confidence points, I'm saying they're gonna do the right thing. I'm picking MJF. He's better than you, and you know it. MJF, 2 confidence points.
All right. So it doesn't seem like you're that confident in that with 2.
Well,
all right, go ahead.
I'm sorry. How much do you have on Jericho again?
9.
9. All right. Next one is God's favorite champion, Miro. Hold on a second here. We have God's favorite champion, Miro, going up against Eddie Kingston, which is going to be a brawl. It's going to be a nice war. All matches are going to be really good. Scott, who do you got in this match?
I got Miro. 4.
Miro. Well, we know one thing. You can't bet against God, and you can't bet against God's favorite champion. I'm going Miro. I think you might have another surprise in this match. You might have the debut of a certain manager. Okay. CJ Perry, also formerly known as Lana, might be her non-compete's over. She might be debuting in Miro's corner.
Oh yeah, so that definitely would be good.
I got Miro for 6. How much you got for Miro?
4.
4. All right. Next up, another banging match in a steel cage. You have the Young Bucks against the Lucha Bros. Skyler, who do you got?
I have the Young Bucks. 3 confidence points.
Young Bucks.
Are they ever going to lose that tag title?
I don't know. I think they are. I think they're going to lose it this Sunday. I got Lucha Bros. I'm picking that with Zero Fierro. Okay? Go ahead, Lucha Bros. All right? 3 confidence points on the Lucha Bros. Okay?
That might be our make it or break it match there.
Well, we have 2. We have 2 of them. We have MJF and Lucha Bros.
So Jericho's match is going to be big because I got 9 points on it.
Yeah, because if you lose 9 points. And even if you win the other one, you won't come back. So that's the make or break one. All right. Next up is Dr. Britt Baker, DDS. Going up. Sorry, DMS. DMD.
DMD.
Something. But going up against Chris Statlander. Skyler, who do you got?
I got DMD. 8 points.
Copy and paste. 8 points. Britt Baker, DMD. They're not gonna make her lose the belt right now. She's the hottest star they got going there right now.
I know.
All right. Next up, Kenny Omega defending the AEW World Championship against Christian Cage. Now, this is what I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about storytelling. I wasn't looking forward to this match before. AEW's done a great job adding the old storyline. Putting in
When they were kids and stuff.
When they come back. It kind of made and the match they had on Rampage the first match. It kind of made. I mean, the outcome I don't think is a question. But I'm kind of, as a wrestling fan, it got my attention. A match that didn't get my attention got my attention. WWE, you can learn a thing or two. I'll go first. I got the man, Kenny Omega. He ain't dropping that belt to Christian. Omega. It's Kenny, by God, Omega. 9 confidence points. Who do you got, Scott?
Whoa. I got Kenny Omega 2 confidence points.
2? Did you know he was better at age 10 than Christian Cage was in his 20s? Okay.
Yes, I do. I seen that.
All right. Then the main event. Somebody that I never thought I was going to see wrestle again. And yes, he is coming back. Phil Brooks, CM Punk, makes his wrestling return against Darby Allin. Skylar, if CM Punk does not win, they will have a riot.
Yeah, I got CM Punk.
Okay. There ain't
10.
no way in hell.
10 points.
There ain't no way in hell he's losing. Okay. I got CM Punk. You got CM Punk. 10 confidence points. Okay. There ain't no way in hell he's losing. Okay. Now, here's the thing is, rumor has it that there's a certain dragon that could be debuting.
Interfering?
In All Out. I don't think he'll interfere, but the rumor is that Bryan Danielson, yeah, you saying that, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, could be making his return at All Out. Do you think he will? And what match do you think he will debut in? Or make his return in?
I think he will. I have no idea when.
Well, it comes down to 2 matches. Either Kenny Omega or CM Punk. He could either because you have Sting in Darby's corner. Okay, maybe who knows tonight if they'll tease it, but I think he could be there. Rumor has it that they may be forming an outsiders stable, quite like Nash and Hall did in WCW with Punk and Bryan. So I think Bryan might be in Punk's corner or come out after Punk's match. But
that makes CM Punk makes the most sense.
Yeah. So it all comes down to Chris Jericho, MJF. If Jericho's career is over, I'm the new champion. If he wrestles on, you're still a champion. It's gonna be a great pay-per-view. I can't wait to watch it.
Me too. It's gonna be exciting.
Let's say the people.
I can't wait to see the pay-per-view, the new NXT. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm excited to see it. SmackDown is doing well. Raw is doing terrible. Please like, share, and subscribe to
share, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. It's a lot
Wrestle
more
Riot.
We're growing and we're coming and we're gonna be bigger and better than ever. Thank you all for watching. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and join us next time here on Wrestle Riot. We are
Deuces.
out. Peace.